Okay. Hello, good morning and afternoon and good night. What's up today? I put up the will, I will, because I think it's due time that we put verbs in our mouth. Will. That is the deepest driving force of the human spirit. The human... I realize now these have fallen down, and if you can see this spot just below my eye, there is a seed which is going to go down. So today it's about I will. I will. We will or I will. It's a great word. It's something very personal, and it's also a degree of force. It shows the force within. What do you want? Every achievement is out of this will. Every step of the way, every waking up, every sleep or every action is driven by this force of will. Sometimes you may think that things is driven by itself, and I will agree to that. It's an innate force of will by itself. But if you want to move a stone, you have to have an outer source of will, because stone is it has no will beside being a stone. But still there is emotional will, even in a stone. We can say that the will is to be adjusted to time. It's in time it's a kind of vibration, and it's obviously something that nature have given. I mean, it's something time have given each and every particle a certain will to exist. It's even more deep than that. The time itself contain the global or universal will by its own existence of time. The will is within time. So when I'm driven by my will, it's according to time. You may think that it's irrelevant, it's not interesting, and it's beyond anyone's attention, so to say. It's a waste of time. But if you go deep down to your psyche, if you, it's a certain place in the Bible. I want to search it up. It's certain scripture of leprosy, I think. It's in I should I should be, it's a verse in Luke 5:13. Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. I am willing, he said, be clean. It touches on some deeper, and immediately the leprosy left him. It's according to leprosy. While Jesus was in one of the towns, a man came along who was covered with leprosy. When he saw Jesus, he fell face down and begged him, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. I am willing, he said, be clean. And immediately the leprosy left him. Do not tell anyone, Jesus instructed him, but go, show yourself to the priests and present the offering Moses prescribed for your cleansing as a testimony to them. So it's it's kind of by, it seems to the story that it's by the Jesus's will. But I think, let me look again. I am willing. Be clean. It seems that Jesus admitted to this question. And he kind of maybe saw that this man with leprosy had lost his will. It's kind of, I need to look at it again. Leprosy said, Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. So you see the situation here is that the man with leprosy obviously thought of himself by his own will was not enough to heal himself. And I think we, the Christians and Jews, everybody that pray for healing should not refer to belief, because obviously if you pray, you believe. If not, you are ashamed of even lifting your mouth to pray. So if you don't believe in he who will, that is a major issue. So by this simple, very simplistic, very crucial story, it's referring to a will more than belief. Maybe in other parts of the Bible it's referring to the belief. You little you have little faith, but faith is grounded in the will. You can't have faith without the will, outside of time. But it seems that this man came and gave up his own will to Mr. Jesus. We call him Messiah because it's how we see that. So, I will be clean. I will. So Jesus, he also referred to his inner will. It's a kind of, if you are going so far, my friend, to refer to what I want, okay, you believe so much. You have so much trust in my will that you should definitely be answered. So my friend, when you are praying for someone, refer to that will of force within. Now, who am I talking to? What kind of, in whose will are we referring to? So we ask, what is the will of God? It's kind of, I don't want to make a Bible study in this. It's not my nature to do some Bible study, and I don't want to comment on God and so on, but I would say in a very low mode, low level underlining that every sick that feel that the will is gone. As you see here, I make I as something void. It's deliberately because I don't believe in matter. We should be all void. But in this void you have this will of that have created me. And as long as I am a creation, I have this will beyond animate will. The will of a stone, something that you can say it's dead, but it's not dead. It's it's alive in its own nature of living. A stone is not dead. It's alive within its own frame of life. It's within that frame, and everything exists within the frame of itself. And therein, that frame, you can refer to the will of existing. So this man came, obviously, was confused over this will. When you are so confused into desperation, you get leprosy. I had leprosy some time back. You can call it leprosy because it's all the itching. You are so bewildered. You are so mind blown of not getting to see things straight. You are so exhausted by the other day I was talking about how drained down we can be. Let me look at this video that I exposed. That too much me? No, it was not that. It's not a spider either. It's the will to break through. It's too much something. It's always too much of something that we feel that it's it's hard to cope. It's hard to live after life's demand. It's even harder to get to understand the simplest thing. If you are serious enough, you will ask yourself a question: how did I came to believe that? And the innate will, the intrinsic will, by your own existence, can be so fragmented, so smothered into smithereen that you get this leprosy, so-called leprosy, and maybe in the hardest degree the limbs is gone. The limbs of the leprosy is going to eat up. So the will of existence is within the leprosy to I think Jesus, this parameter, this story in the Bible by the leprosy. I didn't know that I was going to talk about this, and the story about the leprosy I didn't know. I just knew that Jesus one time referred to that kind of will, and I immediately thought that it was the leprosy, and I looked it up, and what you know, there it's very clear. So it's maybe the nature of, I don't want to talk about demons, because people are going this way and that way with all the kind of sickness. I'm trying to put the things in perspective without being able to define everything as correct. But I think the pure nature of leprosy, of that sickness, of that this really deep down confusion. Who am I? Do I really exist? Does time really exist? Am I here? Can go into some kind of leprosy sickness, that you are so bewildered, so out of state, without the ability to come back. So I don't know which state of leprosy this man had, but obviously it was he was among. You see, back in those days, the leprosy was ghettoed. They were in a ghetto. They couldn't get out into the normal society, and it was a place in Israel that they were kept because of the intoxication of that. If you start to ask questions, it's you see, people with leprosy, it's I think it's toxic. It's spreading like this virus, and to begin to ask questions of doubts, it can go so far into the hardest core of a man's thoughts, that he will not find himself out again. And you can be lost in that way, but you can also be lost spiritually. Those may be so profound, they may be so deep level people, that you can really have a deep talk with the leprosy. I don't know, but it would be very, since they are isolated like that, I think in some way we should interact, because by the pure force of togetherness you create will. If they are left alone, they see each other and break down. So no, I saw even in Kenya, close to Kisumu, where we came from, Ukwala, a certain place there, high up beside the road, you could see the leprosy that was sitting around like birds that was soon going to fly. It was a crying memory. It's deep. That kind of profound confusion is capturing my mind too. And I got this itching, and I think that pure nature, which was Jesus was very aware who he was talking to. People today, the leftists, the atheists, they don't even think in that order. They are so lost. And even now the Christians have left the building completely. It's way out, and they are going into bribery and corruption. That's the Christian today. I know them well. But Jesus, he said, he was referring to the leprosy's word. I will. What a strong statement. What a profound, strong and a statement which was in due time for this man. This is a great saying, my friends. It's a great saying. If you are willing, it was kind of a begging situation, this man. If you are willing. And Jesus said, I will. So my friend, who have this leprosy, this kind of mind leprosy, that you are vanishing into thin air, of more than void. You are not even void. You haven't existed. Can't you please just ask if you will? There will be an answer for you, my friend. Your personality. I have no answer for this deep stuff. I shouldn't even talk about it, but it's due time that someone talked about the leprosy, the corruption, and the bribery all over. The Christian have nothing to show that we should believe in them. Their will is all about themselves, just in like a stone, to exist within its own frames. Meet some people that doesn't exist just for themselves. They are not depending on that the life should be all about if they are happy or not. That is so gross. They will turn down by the minutes. Those that have this wide, I'm not right. I don't want to make focus about me. It's not the aim, it's not the concept, it's not the context either. But to meet people, that is more. I talked with our friend the other day. He said there are only 2 preachers, pastors, or people that really reminded him of Jesus. And he had been a Christian all his life. Only 2 pastors. So the pastors today are shouting. The pastors today, they have left. It's all about them, not who they are serving. Jesus said, he washed the apostles' feet. High and mighty apostles. They were talking about who is the greatest here, who will be the greatest here. I think that is the driving will of people. God's will. What is God's will? He said, be clean. We can transfer this clean in a more direct way. We need to be cleaned. It's even stronger. To the right. I am willing, he said, be clean. So this toxicated body of soul needed to be clean. That is the deep factor here. If you are not clean, my friend, you will drag this toxicating all around. You will, let me get the right word for that. This will infect all around you. If you are bribing, it will infect. When you are corrupt, it will infect. People today are corrupt because they are afraid. But this brave man, he may not have understood the importance of cleaning. I don't talk about water, but that was the recipe. Be clean. Go and wash yourself and show yourself to the priest. Don't talk about it. What a strong word. Every church, every pastor wants you to talk about who and when and what you were healed about. Go, show yourself to the priest and present an offering that is prescribed for your cleansing as a testimony to them. Wow. Do not tell anyone. So people are so preoccupied with themselves. Jesus didn't want even to be exposed. But that man, in order to keep clean, all the way from the healing, from the cleansing to the offering. So we need to do some offering, sacrifice that is adequate, that is prescribed for that kind of disease. So people jump around talking about what God did for them and so on, and before the sacrifice. So the sacrifice is it's of major importance. Maybe you don't believe in that kind of sacrifice today because it's Jews and Christians does not sacrifice. Yeah, we have to sacrifice ourselves. Every day we should be white in front of people, in front of ourselves. Who am I trying to make lucky and happy every day? I'm only living for myself. Now it's me that is important in my life. Someone is, so many is saying that. I'm so important. Now it's all about me and what I want. Then I will say you are just a brick of stone that hasn't any deeper value. You need to be cracked open, my friend. Cracked open so the light can shine in. You need to be cleansed of all this kind of toxication, and you will be not infecting even yourself nor other people. So, my friend, that is the pure blessing. I will